Hello guys, we have another visitor coming. John's coming over on his Triumph Bonneville T120. Hi John.
Howdy Mike.
How are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
I'm alright, thank you. Is this Andy?
Yes.
Oh, he's wearing a crash helmet. Is this you pretending you're on a motorcycle there, Andy?
Hang on. What was that?
Is that you pretending you're on a motorcycle?
Yeah. Nice approaches.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh. How are you both doing? All right?
Yeah, we're doing well.
Thanks for coming. It's good to see you.
No problem. Yeah.
We have the British Triumph and the British Mini. Yes.
The Triumph ended up on the back of a pickup truck going home the other week.
Oh, did it really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's one of those British bike stories.
Oh. Oh, and how are you doing, John? So you've done a decent ride then, just this morning?
We went out, Andy and Rick Campbell and I just made a loop over Bald Peak and out around Hag Lake.
Oh yeah, oh that's a fair ride.
Mm-hmm.
Bald Peak's just here, you know, it's not far away for us, but Hag Lake's a fair way, right?
Yeah. I wasn't really paying attention. Rick said he thought it was about 60 miles.
Oh cool, your bike's running great?
This one's running very well. I don't remember if I told you, but I replaced the points, the condensers, and then the coils.
Okay.
And got rid of what I've had a low RPM ping ever since I got it running again.
Oh really?
And it fixed it.
Fantastic.
Something in that combination.
So when you say you got rid of the points, you've gone to electronic ignition then?
No, just put a new set of points.
Oh, just new set, okay. Oh wow, okay, amazing.
Yeah. My Triumph, I'd started picking up this misfire.
Uh-oh.
So I thought it was gas at first, 3,000 to 5,000 RPM. So I got it back, and then I dismantled all the carburetors, and I cleaned them and and I put it back on, and it was still having a problem.
Oh.
And it turns out that the electronic ignition with the certain Podtronics models, there's a problem where you get sort of noise.
Okay. Electrical noise. It's interfering with your running or idling.
And I created that because I thought I had a leak on the primary drive. So I thought
it was running great till you touched it.
It was really fun.
Just start pulling on that.
So I thought I'd take that off. So I took it off, and then I put a new gasket on. But while I was there, I thought I've only got a 100 amp alternator on it because they were only designed to put out enough power to not run at night, basically. So I thought I'd change that, and I put a 200 on.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because I thought, and then I thought, what am I going to do with all this power? So I could. Anyway, so
sounds like Tim Allen. The home improvement show. Why have 100 when you can have 200?
Exactly. I went online. You can get heated trousers.
Did you?
Yeah, you can get heated.
The
pants.
bike won't run, but you're nice and toasty.
You get heated pants.
So, John, can you tell us a little bit about your bike?
The bike's a 71 Triumph 650 Bonneville. I bought it in 1976, so it was a few years old when I bought it. Bought it at the time I was living in San Francisco, and didn't have a car or a garage. So the bike spent its first few years with me, chained up to a no parking sign on the sidewalk. So it's spent a few years out in the rain, and I think that shows a bit on it. But it's still in pretty good shape. I bought it used from a dealer. I believe I'm a second owner in terms of rider, but I don't know that for a fact.
From 1976. Mm-hmm. And then how long was it laid up for then?
Well, I put it away when I moved to Oregon. Well, actually, I parked it, not intending I was putting it away. But with children and jobs and other commitments, it turned out being 28 years later.
Oh my God.
So from 86 to 2014,
wow.
it was parked.
So that's really brought down your average mileage per year then. How many miles have you got on the bike approximately?
Well, this odometer hasn't worked for a while, but I believe it's probably only got maybe 14 or 15,000 miles on it total.
Oh, it hasn't even broken in yet.
No.
Awesome.
It had 3,000 on it when I bought it. I rode it, occasionally. I didn't commute on it in San Francisco, and then haven't ridden it much since.
Oh.
Well, until I got it back out. And now I've made some good trips on it. I rode it up to Vashon Island fall before last.
Yes.
That was a 500-mile weekend.
Yeah, awesome. And they're a tall bike, aren't they? This was the first oil-in frame then?
The 71 was the first year for the oil-in frame and for the conical hubs as well. But it was at least an inch taller apparently than the 1970 Triumph model was.
Yeah.
And Triumph got a lot of negative feedback on that from
shorter, vertically challenged riders. I've heard that. I mean, for you, this is great, isn't it? Because I know you've tried the Commando and it's actually too low down for you, isn't it?
It was not comfortable to sit on. Although it's a relationship of the seat to the foot pegs, not necessarily the ground, that makes it comfortable or uncomfortable. But the foot pegs on this are not adjustable, and on the Commando they were not adjustable.
No.
But on BSA the foot pegs can be, they rotate.
I see.
To give different heights.
Of course, you have that beautiful Lightning that we've seen here as well, right? How's that running? Is it going okay?
It's running well.
Is the gears okay now? Is it a little?
No, the clutch still drags a little bit.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking when I'm ready to take it out again, I think I would take the clutch apart and replace the cush rubbers and more the innards of the clutch mechanism.
Yes.
And see if that doesn't take it.
Yes. Okay. Oh, it's just a great bike, John. I've often admired it. It's such a nice looking bike.
Well, I enjoy it, and having owned it so long, I'm really attached to it.
Yeah, very cool indeed.
Since I've got it running, it has new mufflers on it, replaced the rear shocks, new tires.
Yeah. Just the consumable items over the years.
Rubber parts.
Yeah.
But actually, I put an electronic regulator rectifier on it. I still have points in it.
Oh, you do, yeah.
But I put on the electronic regulator rectifier, which seemed to help. Actually, that's an interesting story. It always had seemed to have a weak or kind of irregular charging system.
Yeah.
And I rode it, for those years in San Francisco and some in between, before I came when I was in Southern California, before I came up here. But it was on a ride with the OVM that it really started one time backfiring, just running really poorly. And it was after that I was poking around, and they said that I should check the Zener diode. Well, it turned out it didn't have a Zener diode. Somebody had removed it and not put a regulator in at all. I'd ridden the bike for 5 years with no regulator whatsoever.
It's surprising,
so
is that?
You hear the stories about the Zener diode going bad and how much trouble it can be. And here I was operating without having one at all.
Oh my gosh!
But apparently the battery acts as its own kind of buffer to the electrical system, and it had kept me going for that long at least.
So you've never had the engine apart? Have you had the head off or anything?
Actually, no. I did.
Okay.
It had started to smoke a little bit from the right side, and so I had DJ. Fairly Honest Dick did a top end rebuild for me, and so put in 2000s, reboard it, put in 2000s over pistons.
Okay.
And that was 3 years ago now.
Yeah. Great, so you've got a long way to go then if you're just at 20 over.
But the lower end hasn't been apart.
Oh, awesome. What colour is the bike then? I know it's iconic 70s, isn't it?
Triumph says it's tiger gold. Although, there's actually another interesting feature. This is the oversized, the optional larger tank that you can get. And every picture of every one I've seen, small tank, large tank, it has this black swoop here, but it has another one down here.
Oh.
And there's I don't see any evidence that it's been modified. But that it's a unique
Yes.
paint job, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I think it's really good for the club having, not just having this static thing, but actually showing people talking about their
Yeah.
bikes. So maybe we'll bring the BSAs next week.
Oh yeah.
His and mine.
Oh yes, please. That'd be
Yeah?
wonderful. Yeah, no, I'd love that. That would be a very nice opportunity to see those. Yeah.
As soon as my gasket gets here.
All right. Yeah.
So one of the funny things you told me about, you said your daughter who's 14 is self-isolating.
Yes.
My daughter's 15 and she's self-isolating as well.
She's up there right now. We haven't seen her in 2 months. I was thinking about maybe cutting a slot in the bottom of a bedroom door where you just put a tray. Because all she eats is pizzas anyway, so she's good to go. Right, pizzas and pasta, anything that's flat. Pita bread, hummus, she's good.
Cool.
Really good to see you.
You too, John.
Thanks for the invitation
My
to
pleasure.
come do this.
It was a lot of fun, thank you very much.
We'll bring some BSAs next week.
Yeah.
And whatever else I buy. Now I've sold a gold. Up to.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot. See you. Well, it was great to see you guys. Thanks for swinging by.
Good to see you.
Very nice to see you. And yeah, if you can come back again on your BSAs, that would be a delight.
Next week.
Absolutely, yeah. Love to see them. Thank you both very much.